Hello there and welcome to my farmhouse dining room makeover on a budget. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and I love nothing more than doing home projects on teeny tiny budgets. And if you've been here before, you already know how much we can get done on a tiny budget. For today's project, I want to transform my dining room into my Pinterest farmhouse dreams. But I feel like I might have been a little bit too ambitious with my budget this time because I've set myself a £200 budget. And you might be thinking £200 is nothing to be sniffed at, but this room needs painted. It doesn't have any skirting boards. There's no furniture for the room and there's no decor for the room. So you might get a picture now of how tight this budget is gonna be for this project, but if anyone can do it, I hope that I can. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the starting line. This is the room that I want to transform into our farmhouse dining room dreams. We're really working with a blank canvas here, which can be helpful in a way. The walls and the ceilings are just plain old magnolia, but this room is missing skirting boards and it's also missing any type of character. The room does, however, come with this gorgeous original 1980s brick fireplace. This is a real wood burning fire which can also heat the water in our house, which is amazing, and that's why you can see the wood logs stacked up on the right hand side. I intend to keep the wood stacked there because it's practical and it matches a farmhouse aesthetic. But I do think we can do better with the fireplace. The room also has the best view in the house, looking out over acres of farmland. We even have some rolling hills off in the distance. I can't wait to sit down for a family dinner and look out the window at the green grass and the blue skies. Well, mostly grey skies, because this is Northern Ireland, but the grass will always be green, that's for sure. Our first port of call was B&Q to choose some paint for the room. I'm sorry, plant section, but there's just no time for fun right now. I have to stay focused, even though I did see a half off sticker. But I stayed strong and went straight to the paint section. There was an insane amount of colour choices, dare I say too many choices, and after a while I actually started to get decision fatigue and was about to just go with brown hen because I love hens. But then we made the group decision to go with willow warbler. And Google tells me that willow warblers are a family of small birds that sing a lovely song, so that's nice. We also needed white paint for the ceilings and paintbrushes and rulers, so that was our first purchase for the project. We spent £70 on paint and that left us £130 in the budget. I could have saved £20 on the paint if I had have bought B&Q's own brand, but that went too far the other way and had really limited colour options. I felt like the wall colour was going to set the tone for this entire room, so I sprung for the Valspar paint so that I could get my perfect moody colour. I knew when we started this makeover that I wanted a darker colour for the walls. I just wasn't sure how dark I should go. This room was magnolia when we bought the house 5 years ago, and the light colour mixed with the big window really made the room glow, so I was afraid that if I went with a darker colour it would make the room feel colder and smaller. When I first saw the dark paint on the walls, I have to admit I was nervous. It was just such a stark contrast to the magnolia. I wasn't sure if it would be too much for this smaller room. But in the end, I was glad that I took the risk. I think the darker colour works so much better with the black light fittings and it highlights the brickwork beautifully. Once all the walls and ceilings were painted, we got to work adding some skirting board. If you're American, you might call these baseboards. I had planned on buying the boards from B&Q, but when I calculated the cost of the wood, it was over £100, and that would have eaten up almost all of our budget for the whole project, and we still didn't have a dining table or chairs for this dining room, so I had to shop around a little bit, and I struck gold when I visited a local family-run sawmill. They had small quantities of skirting board that they were selling off cheaply, and I managed to get primed skirting boards for the entire room for just £40, which was amazing, and it really saved the budget. We fitted the skirting boards ourselves. We've had a lot of practice since buying this old house. When you're working with a tight budget, you do have to do a lot of the work yourself. I didn't even get quotes for having a professional fit the skirting boards because it would have been a heck of a lot more than the entire budget. So we did the best we could ourselves. A friend of ours also lent us their miter saw and nail gun, which let me tell you, we are asking Santa for a miter saw this Christmas. We've replaced a lot of skirting boards in this house, but we always did it the old-fashioned way, with a handsaw and a hammer. But using the power tools made the job 10 times faster and the finish was 10 times neater. Obviously, we were lucky that we could borrow these tools, as buying them definitely wouldn't have been in the budget. Now I just had one last job to do in phase 1 of the makeover, and I left it to last because I really didn't want to do it, but I had promised myself I would do it since the day we moved in, and the time had finally come. It was time to clean the brick fireplace. Now this fireplace was built with the house in the 1980s, and I would haphazard a guess that the brick has never been cleaned, so I wasn't even sure if I could put a dent in it. I first sprayed foam soap under the bricks to try to keep the suds from rolling off or soaking into the brick, and it worked great. Then I used a little heavy duty scrubber that I got from the pound shop. It's kind of like a giant toothbrush. And I scrubbed and I scrubbed and I scrubbed. I used a damp cloth to take off any excess dirty water after scrubbing. The whole process took me about an hour and a half, and strangely, when I watch back the video, I can see the improvement right away, but whilst I was scrubbing, it really didn't seem like it was making much of a difference, and I almost stopped completely several times. But I'm glad that I persevered, because this is the before, and this is the after. So I couldn't get it back to brand new, but it was still a massive improvement. I'll be totally honest with you though, I'm glad I cleaned the brick for this renovation, but I doubt I'll be adding this to my regular cleaning schedule. My arms are still sore from all the scrubbing, but maybe I'll add it to my annual spring clean. Maybe. Okay, so we've reached the end of part 1. We have £90 left out of our £200 budget, and over the course of a week, we've managed to take the room from this to this. And look, I know that painting and cleaning is not the funnest part of a home renovation. In fact, some might argue it's the worst part. It's tedious, it's messy, the rest of your house is in complete chaos whilst you're focused on getting this project off the ground. Trust me, I don't enjoy it either, but it does have to be done. And if you're working with a small budget, you will likely be doing all of the work yourself and trying to find the time between all of your other commitments and responsibilities. It's not easy. But something that helps motivate me through the boring, difficult parts of a renovation is to remember that at the end, when we get to do the fun parts like secondhand shopping for decor or choosing where to hang pictures, that fun part will be even more exciting. Now that the room is sparkling clean and freshly painted, it's like a new room in your home that never existed before. And now that you've done all that hard work, you get to enjoy the fun parts as much as you like. So tell me, what do you think of the wall colour? Was I right on with the darker colour choice, or would you have went with something different? And I hope I see you back again soon for part 2, where I need to find some furniture for this dining room. With a £90 budget, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I can do it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.